I tell you, Matt, I really hate waiting at Potawatomi. I could do this at a public golf course.
Well, how can we improve the speed of play here?
The one thing that helps, like we talked about when we were talking about the bunkers, is carry the rake into the bunker with you so you can repair it and walk out. So it's in and out and on your way.
What about replacing my clubs in the bag?
You know, that saves a lot of time, a lot more than you think. If you hit your shot, rather than replace your club in the bag, getting in the cart, walking on or driving on, and then pulling your driver out at the next hole or your next club, if you just hold on to your club and walk away from your shot, you'll save about 20 to 25 seconds. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you realize it's 25 seconds, 4 shots a hole, 4 golfers a hole, for 18 holes, you actually speed up almost 20 minutes of your time.
Wow, and if we do that every time, that makes for a faster round.
It makes for a much more enjoyable round and less sitting here waiting to tee off.
Okay, so what about putting, Jerry? What is a gimme?
Well, we're not on the PGA Tour, so when I play, assuming it's not a tournament, we consider a gimme inside the circle of love, which is about 1 club's length. If you're that close and there's a group behind you waiting to hit, as John always says to me, pick it up, let's go!
That's great, no one's gonna argue with that. How long should we be looking for a lost ball?
The rules of golf says you have 5 minutes, and you certainly can take up to 5 minutes, but it's not an expensive piece of equipment. It's probably one that you've been using for a while. And again, if there are people waiting to hit behind you, it's the polite thing to do would be to just abandon the ball and move on. This is a gentleman's sport and a lady's sport, and it's nice to be polite.
How many practice swings should we be taking when we address our ball?
Another good question, Matt. In general, most people are pretty comfortable with 1 to 2 practice swings, and I think that's what you should limit yourself to. It certainly doesn't make any sense to take 5 and 6 practice swings and then miss-hit the ball anyway, slowing down the course of play.
And what about selecting a club?
I actually find that when I'm approaching my next shot, I like to think about how far I am, where I am, what my next shot will be like, and what club I want to select. It speeds up play if you're actually thinking about those things on your way to the ball, so you don't get to the ball, then get out of your cart, then start thinking about it, then have some decisions to make, try to decide if you're going to lay up or go for it. All those things can be done before you even get to your ball, and that speeds up play.
And what about a group ahead of us? Where should we be thinking they are on the fairway? Where should they be exactly?
The group ahead of you should essentially be a half hole in front of you. So that means if I'm on the tee box, I've just reached the tee box, they should have hit their second shot and be walking towards their third shot. So I can literally step up and hit my drive without hitting into them. If you've fallen farther than that behind, if they're already on the green, you're running a little bit behind, which is okay if there's nobody behind you. But if you're starting to hold people up, you got to pick up your pace of play, do the things we just talked about, and everybody will have a more pleasant day.
Sounds like it'll be a great round for everybody.
That's the plan. Remember, it's your course, and we want everybody to have a great time.